The North Street extends a warm welcome to 24-year-old Selwyn, a Bengaluru-based content creator known for his unique and viral meme content that has taken the internet by storm.
So, growing up in 2000s, how was it like the sneaker culture back then? Did you really have exposure to sneakers, or how was it back then?
I mean, growing up in 2000s, back then I don't think there was sneaker culture, I'd say. But for me personally, I used to just like roam around in like sandals and slippers, and like maybe like for my birthday, my parents would probably like give me like a really good shoe, but like never like Nikes and stuff like how Nike has grown today. It would probably be like Converse or Vans back then. But yeah, that's how I guess sneaker culture was back then. It was probably into these into these shoes where you could probably afford. I think affordability was one of the main aspects. So I think a lot of my friends also used to like go for like Vans. I think it was like black and white Vans and those original Converse. So yeah, it was that.
What did you carry in your college course?
In college is when I think spending power was a bit more than compared to how I was in school. So back I remember in my first year of college, I saved up enough money to buy the Air Force Ones, plain white ones, and yeah, I think growing up in college, I think it was mainly like Air Force Ones or like basic Nikes, and yeah, that's about it.
So most influencers or meme pages, you're very different from them in your design or your approach towards content. It's very minimalistic. How did you come across, or how did you come up with it?
So back then, before I decided to start content, I used to follow this guy called Akshat Pathak, and he was actually the first person to kind of like introduce like an audience to like textual form content. Like it was never his face, it was never like him like in any of his posts, which is kind of funny because like he did a lot of like funny content which was just basically text. So he did it on if I remember, like a white background with like black and red text. So then I was like, like anyone can probably like blow up like this, right? So you just need to be taking an element from Twitter and bringing it to Instagram is very hard. So this guy did it, and that's when I decided to like, you know what, I'll kind of take inspiration from him. So that's when I started putting all my content on like black background with like white text and a little bit of red here and there. And yeah, that's how the format started. It's a pretty easy format. I do it on stories. I just like pull up stories and I just like put the background there, and I like whatever comes to mind, I just like text it out there. And yeah, that's how it started.
What's your most recent purchase? What did you get latest?
So recently I kind of bought the Banner Dunks, mainly because you can basically style with anything. It's a very the colorway makes you like, you know, wear it with anything you want, and it's a very basic shoe to have. So I thought I'd like, you know, get that as a recent purchase. So that was it.
So I see you work with a lot of brands,
Yeah.
good brands. So how do you take all this concept and then you put it out in the text format? How does that work?
Yeah, so initially when I first took up brands for like, because now suddenly like when the base started growing, a lot of brands wanted to work with like me, and they wanted to like, you know, put their stuff out there. But at the same time, I kind of made them understand that, you know, if it's too branded or too sponsored, a lot of people might not engage with the post. So which is why I do like a little bit of like subtle branding in these posts. Like for example, if it's a eyewear brand, I'll probably do something like things people with glasses will understand, and that carousel format will soon turn into like a branded post and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of take that element of what the brand wants. For example, if it's like eyewear or like footwear and stuff like that, and slowly like integrate it into like the post that other people can relate to. And yeah, that's how I go about the branding.
So do you give more preference to hype in sneakers, or is it the comfort that you give more preference to?
If it's me, honestly, I prefer comfort over hype any day. I mean, like, I've felt better in Yeezys compared to like Jordans, and that's the truth. But yeah, I guess like hype plays a huge role in sneaker culture these days. I mean, you've seen those red mischief shoes, like I'm pretty sure no one feels comfortable with those. But yeah, I guess like hype plays a big role if you want something. And for me personally, if I basically look at shoes or if I go sneaker shopping, it's comfort.
I see a lot of the posts, you do comment from a separate account in your own post. So why exactly do you do that?
So initially when I first started the page, I started with a lot of roasts. So I used to do like roast of this college, roast of this school, roast of like this place. And when I kind of did these like college roasts or like school roasts, actually I had like a bunch of like hate comments. And I saw someone else also do this, so I thought that me commenting on my own post by roasting me is kind of a way to like bring that comment to the first. So I usually like skip all the hate comments below that. So yeah, that's the main reason why I basically comment from my other page. And it's just a coping mechanism to all the hate comments I get.
I think that's really smart.
Yeah, because usually like once I roast myself, I know like other people, when I see other hate comments, I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I already did it. So it's kind of like a coping mechanism towards the other comments. So yeah, that's basically it.
As you know, NorthStreet is South India's biggest sneaker store. So how was your experience with us?
Yeah, I mean it's been great. Like I was kind of excited since you guys like DM'd me and stuff. I've actually never worked with a sneaker brand as such. And it was quite exciting. Like our first collaboration was a giveaway, which did really well, and there's like obviously more to come. So yeah, it's been great. Like the store is insane. If you guys haven't seen the store, like you should definitely come down. And yeah, it's been amazing. The vibe is insane, and yeah, great.
There are a lot of posts which you made, but which one did skyrocket your followers?
Okay. When I first started the page, I actually didn't realize that it would get like this big. I just did it as like kind of like a hobby. I was working at that time, and I thought that like a bunch of my friends also told me that you should definitely start a page, start content, do this, do that. And when I finally did it, I did it as like a small time thing. I first started the page with like 1,000 followers, and I kind of asked all my friends like please follow, asking for likes, asking for comment, this and that. And initially when I started, I did like a bit of non-relatable content, and that didn't really hit the spot. And the best part was that living in Bangalore, I kind of thought that I should definitely do content that's related to the city, and that's when it just slowly started like increasing. And I think the post that did really well was I did a post on DPS, and like there's DPS like everywhere in India. So I did like a roast of DPS, and I think the page went from like 2K followers to like 10K in about like a few hours. And I think that was the post that kind of made me realize that these roasts are working. So I did roasts on DPS, I did roasts on like a bunch of other colleges, cries, and yeah, that's when I found out that like these roasts were things that people didn't like, but also some people really liked them. So yeah, that's what kind of skyrocketed the page, and that's a niche that I kind of found to like make the followers grow. So yeah.
So we made you wait enough. Now your session.
So that's gonna be 75K.